concept is about the idea of desegregation in urban design. Confronted with the results of urban redevelopment after World War II, in many European and Westernized countries, urban designers started to rethink design strategies. They queried whether it was possible to produce social and economic diversity in a city being designing the urban form and studying human needs and human behavior. The ideal of desegregation has been an essential driver of urban design interventions. A prominent voice of this motivation was the American urban activist Jane Jacobs. She was one of the first to suggest that the combination of a built density, population density, and a mix of uses within a neighborhood would promote social diversity. Today, the idea of desegregation follows two main arguments. First, it is seen as an attempt to turn around the perceived social and economic effects of monofunctional tenure estates linked to spatial deprivation, such as low environmental quality, substandard housing conditions, as well as social problems like higher rates of unemployment, crime, or family breakdown. The second argument, mainly raised by urban designers, is that an urban mix of uses and people will boost economic vitality and broaden social inclusion. Diversity and mixed use also became one of the main strategies that urban designers follow today to achieve more inclusive cities. However, there is no consensus among planners and urban designers about the choice of adequate means or scale of intervention that may successfully foster diversity. Many policies in different national contexts aim to protect or introduce variety into urban neighborhoods, notably through affordable housing or mixed tenure initiatives. Other approaches favor urban design interventions over policy, as for example urbanism professor Emily Tellen, who investigated design-based strategies in American cities to promote social and economic mix in neighborhoods. Most scholars today agree that design-based strategies can be a suitable tool to accompany urban transformation when combined with other policies. The main argument for the necessity of both policy and design interventions is that design can change the quality of the city fabric through the improvement of social infrastructure, increase in environmental quality, or a mix of housing typologies. However, the design does not affect the change in the future social composition of a place. Oftentimes, these places are so attractive that they tend to fall victim to the influx of more affluent segments of the population. The argument for a combined strategy to achieve diversity considers the side effects of design interventions. On the one hand, the combination of design and policy may help to secure, for instance, affordable housing in a neighborhood. This may prevent low-income groups from falling victim to effects of gentrification. On the other hand, an urban transformation process only works if basic standards of infrastructure and environmental quality can be guaranteed. These ensure a good living environment, including for more affluent income groups who would otherwise leave for better opportunities. There is yet another argument gaining attention in urban design, which is based on the fact that cities are composed of movement and interaction. Within cities, inequality and diversity produce peripheries and boundary zones that divide different settlements or neighborhoods. If borders are possible to cross and permeable enough to overcome in everyday life, these boundaries are not as bad as they are perceived. Therefore, some planners and designers suggest solutions that run counter to the promotion of urban transformation. One is to focus on the neighborhood's external connections, rather than on diversity within the neighborhoods and theirs. In this view, what matters is how well neighborhoods connect, either to other parts of the city or to a more extensive metropolitan network. Thus, their internal homogeneity becomes less of a problem. And therefore, urban designers also pay attention to limitations of access, as well as to physical and visual borders, which may hinder the equal physical distribution of resources. Homogeneous settlements also isolate inhabitants from the rest of the city. To allow movement and create what Iris Marion Young called soft borders. Small-scale design interventions such as a pedestrian bridge or footpath may also help to foster inclusiveness within a city. Young also claimed that it is, quote, as important to move resources to people as it is to allow people to move to resources. Thus, next to the goal of desegregation of social groups, the desegregation of hard-to-reach resources may be an equally important goal to achieve through urban design. In general, we can conclude that when increasing inclusiveness on a city scale, the role of urban design is to support qualities, such as diversity of use and urban typology, to ensure social and functional diversity, and to foster accessibility and connectedness of a place. Thus, citizens are empowered to reach out to resources and experience difference.